So, meine Lieben, heute ist Donnerstag, schon ein toller Tag gewesen. Donnerstag, der 14. April, 14, ich lasse es 16. April. Am Morgen gearbeitet. Recht lang geschlafen, to be honest, weil ich noch lange Aktiengeschichte und so weiter gemacht habe. Dann gearbeitet. Am Nachmittag mit dem Thomas ein bisschen telefoniert. Über den Presse geredet, für den Aaron das Mail rausgelassen. Aus CRM-Setup gemacht. Oder Vita gemacht, am WhatsApp-Code gearbeitet, bla 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 bla. Ja, es ist gut gelaufen. Und dann bin ich von 5 bis 6 zum Fahrer gegangen, das war cool gewesen. Sehr, sehr aufregend. Hat mich so instruiert, hat mir alles erzählt. Ja, ich bin gespannt. Anyways, jetzt schon fertig lassen. Ich bin Fuße. Morgen aufstehen. Presse machen. Presse dem Thomas zeigen. Neppe. Ja, ich glaube, es kommt gut. Ich bin mir sicher, es kommt gut. Jo. Ich bin immer noch nicht völlig happy mit der Quality. Geht doch, weiter besser. Also, Ezra 10. The people confessed their sin, while Ezra prayed and made his confession, weeping and lying down on the ground in front of the temple of God. A very large crowd of people from Israel, men, women, and children, gathered and wept bitterly with him. Then Shechaniah, son of Jehiel, a descendant of Elam, said to Ezra, "We have been unfaithful to our God, for we have married these pagan women of the land. But in spite of this, there is hope for Israel. Let us now make a covenant with our God to divorce our pagan wives and to send them away with their children. We will follow the advice given by you and by the others who respect the commands of our God. Let it be done according to the law of God. Get up, for it is your duty to tell us how to proceed in setting things straight. We are behind you, so be strong and take action." Be strong and take action. So Ezra stood up and demanded that the leaders of the priests and the Levites and all the people of Israel swear that they would do as Shechaniah had said. And they all swore a solemn oath. Then Ezra left the front of the temple of God and went to the room of Jehohanan, son of Eliashib. He spent the night there without eating or drinking anything. He was still mourning because of the unfaithfulness of the returned exiles. Then a proclamation was made throughout Judah and Jerusalem that all the exiles should come to Jerusalem. Those who failed to come within 3 days would, if the leaders and elders so decided, forfeit all their property and be expelled from the assembly of the exiles. Within 3 days, all the people of Judah and Benjamin had gathered in Jerusalem. This took place on the December 19th, and all the people were sitting in the square before the temple of God. They were trembling both because of the seriousness of the matter and because it was raining. Then Ezra the priest stood and said to them, "You have committed a terrible sin by marrying pagan women. You have increased Israel's guilt. So now confess your sin to the Lord, the God of your ancestors, and do what he demands. Separate yourselves from the people of the land and from the pagan women." Then the whole assembly raised their voices and answered, "Yes, you are right. We must do as you say." Then they added, "This isn't something that can be done in a day or two, for many of us are involved in this extremely sinful affair. And this is the rainy season, so we cannot stay out here much longer. Let our leaders act on behalf of us. Let everyone who has a pagan wife come at a scheduled time, accompanied by the leaders and judges of this city, so that the fierce anger of our God concerning this affair may be turned away from us." Only Jonathan, son of Asahel, and Jasiah, son of Tikva, opposed this course of action, and they were supported by Meshulam and Shabbatai the Levite. So this was the plan they followed. Israel elected leaders to represent their families, designated each of the representatives by name. On December 29th, the leaders sat down to investigate the matter. By March 27th, the first day of the new year, they had finished dealing with all men who had married pagan wives. Those guilty of intermarriage. These are the priests who had married pagan wives. From the family of Jeshua, son of Jehozadak, and his brother Maaseiah, Eliezer, Jareb, and Gedaliah. They vowed to divorce their wives, and they each acknowledged their guilt by offering a ram as a guilt offering. From the family of Immer, Hanani, and Zebediah. From the family of Harim, Maaseiah, Elijah, Shemaiah, Jehiel, and Uzziah. From the family of Pashu, Eloenai, Maaseiah, Ishmael, Nathanael, Josabad, and Elazar. These are the Levites who were guilty: Josabad, Shimei, Kaleah, also called Kelita, Pethahia, Judah, and Eliezer. This is the singer who was guilty, Eliashib. Eliashib. These are the gatekeepers who were guilty: Shalom, Telem, and Uri. These are the other people of Israel who were guilty. From the family of Purosh, Ramia, Uzziah, Balkaijah, Mijamin, Eleazar, Hashabiah, and Benaiah. From the family of Elam, Mattaniah, Zechariah, Jehiel, Abdi, Jeremoth, and Elijah. From the family of Zattu, Elioenai, Eliashib, Matanish, Jeremoth, Sabad, and Aziza. From the family of Bebai, Jehohanan, Hananiah, Zabai, and Adlai. From the family of Bani, Meshulam, Maluch, Adai, Yashub, Sheal, and Jeremoth. From the family of Pahath, Moab, Adna, Kelal, Benaiah, Masaiah, Mattaniah, Bezalel, Binui, Manasseh, from the family of Harim, Eliezer, Ishijah, Malchijah, Shemaiah, Shimeon, Benjamin, Maluch, and Shemariah, from the family of Hashum, Mattenai, Matata, Zabad, Eliphelet, Jeremiah, Manasseh, Shimei, from the family of Bani, Madai, Amram, Uel, Benaiah, Bedaiah, Keluhi, Vania, Meremoth, Eliashib, Mattaniah, Mattenai, and Yasu, from the family of Binui, Shimei, Shelemiah, Nathan, Adiah, Maknadebai, Shashai, Sharai, Asarel, Shelemiah, Shelemiah, Shemariah, Shalom, Amariah, and Joseph. From the family of Nebo, Jael, Mattitiah, Zabad, Zebina, Jadai, Joel, and Benaiah. Each of these men had a pagan wife, and some even had children with those wives. Nehemiah 1. These are the Memorites of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah. Nehemiah's concern for Jerusalem. In late autumn, in the month of Kislev, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes' reign, I was at the fortress of Susa. Hanai, one of my brothers, came to visit me with some other men who had just arrived from Judah. I asked them about the Jews who had returned there from captivity and how things were going in Jerusalem, and they said to me, they are not going well for those who return to the province of Judah. They are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem has been torn down, and the gators have been destroyed by fire. Then I heard this. When I heard this, I sat down and wept. In fact, for days I mourned, fasted, and prayed for the God of heaven. And then I said, O Lord, God of heaven, this great and awesome God, who keeps his covenant of unfailing love with those who love him and obey his commands, listen to my prayer. Look down and see me praying night and day for your people Israel. I confess that we have sinned against you, yes, even my own family, and I have sinned. We have sinned terribly by not obeying the commands, decrees, and regulations that you gave us through your servant Moses. Please remember what you told your servant Moses. If you are unfaithful to me, I will scatter you among the nations. But if you return to me and obey my commands and live by them, then even if you are exiled to the ends of the earth, I will bring you back to the place I have chosen for my name to be honored. The people you rescued by your great power and strong hand are your servants, O Lord. Please hear my prayer. Listen to the prayer of those who delight in honoring you. Please grant me success today by making the king favorable to me. Put it into his heart to be kind to me. In those days I was the king's cupbearer. Nehemiah 2. Nehemiah goes to Jerusalem. Early the following spring, in the month of Nisan, following the 20th year of King Artaxerxes' reign, I was serving the king his wine. I had never before appeared, sat in his I've never before appeared sad in his presence. So the king asked me, "Why are you looking so sad? You look sick to me. You must be deeply troubled." Then I was terrified, but I replied, "Long live the king! How can I not be sad? For the city where my ancestors are buried in ruins, and the gates have been destroyed by fire." The king asked, "Well, how can I help you?" "With a prayer to the God of heaven," I replied. "If it please the king, and if you are pleased with me, your servant, send me to Judah to rebuild the city where my ancestors are buried." The king, with his queen sitting beside him, asked, "How long will you be gone? When will you return?" After I told him how long I would be gone, the king agreed to my request. I also said to the king, "If it please the king, let me have letters addressed to the governors of the province west of the Euphrates River, instructing them to let me travel safely throughout their territories on my way to Judah. And please give me a letter addressed to Asaph, the manager of the king's forest, instructing him to give the timber I need to make beams for the gates of the temple's fortress, for the city walls, and for the house for myself." And the king granted these requests because the gracious hand of God was on me. When I came to the governor of the province west of the Euphrates River, I delivered the king's letter to him. The king, I should add, had sent along army officers and horsemen to protect me. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the Ammonite officials heard of my arrival, they were very displeased that someone had come to help the people of Israel. Nehemiah inspects Jerusalem's wall. So I arrived in Jerusalem 3 days later. I slipped out during the night, taking only a few others with me. I had not told anyone about the plans God had put in my heart for Jerusalem. We took no pack animals with us, except the donkey I was riding. After dark, I went out through the valley gate, past the jackal's well, and over the dung gates to inspect the broken walls and burnt gates. Then I went to the fountain gate and to the king's pool, but my donkey couldn't get through the rubble. So though it was still dark, I went up to the Kidron Valley instead, inspecting the wall before I turned back and entered again at the valley gate. The city officials did not know if I had been out, where or what I had been doing, for I had not yet said anything to anyone about my plans. I had not spoken to the Jewish leaders, the priests, the nobles, the officials, or anyone else in the administration. But now I said to them, "You know very well what trouble we are in. Jerusalem lies in ruins, and its gates have been destroyed by fire. Let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem and end this disgrace." Then I told them about how gracious the hand of God had been on me, about my conversation with the king. They replied at once, "Yes, let's rebuild the wall." So they began the good work. But when Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem, the Arab, heard of our plans, they scoffed contemptuously. "What are you doing? Are you rebelling against the king?" they asked. I replied, "The God of heaven will help us succeed. We, his servants, will start rebuilding this wall, but you have no share, legal right, or history claim in Jerusalem." Nehemiah 3. Rebuilding the wall of Jerusalem. Then Eliashib the high priest and the other priests started to rebuild at the sheep gate. They dedicated it and set up its doors, building the wall as far as the Tower of the 100, which they dedicated, and the Tower of Hananel. People from the town of Jericho worked next to them, and beyond them was Zakku, son of Imri. The fish gate was built by the sons of Hassenaah. They laid the beams, set up his doors, and installed its bolts and bars. Meremoth, son of Uriah and grandson of Hakkoz, repaired the next section of wall. Besides him were Meshulam, son of Bechariah and grandson of Meshezabel, and then Zadok, son of Baana. Next were the people of Tekoa, though their leaders refused to work with the construction supervisors. The old city gate was replaced by Joiada, son of Paseah, and Meshulam, son of Besodela. They laid the beams, set up its doors, and installed its bolts and bars. Next to them were Melatiah from Gibeon, Jadon from Meronoth, people from Gibeon, and people from Mizpah, the headquarters of the governor of the province west of the Euphrates River. Next was Uzziel, son of Harhaiah, the goldsmith by trade, who also worked on the wall. Beyond him was Hananiah, a manufacturer of perfumes. They left out a section of Jerusalem as they built the broad wall. Rephaiah, son of Hur, the leader of half the district in Jerusalem, was next to them on the wall. Next, Jediah, son of Harumaph, repaired the wall across from his own house, and next to him was Hattush, son of Hashabneiah. Then came Malchijah, son of Harim, and Hashub, son of Pahath-Moab, who repaired other sections of the wall and the tower of the ovens. Shallum, son of Hallohesh, and his daughters repaired the next section. He was the leader of the other half of the district in Jerusalem. Yes. Good night.